You let them get away. This was my robbery. Thanks for showing up, old man. Stupid face. What's wrong with my face? I at least showed my face. What's wrong with yours? Nothing, Doctor. You! What took you so long, old man? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have arrived. Are you trying to steal my lines? Because that's very close to what I said when I met my fellow Sailor Guardians. Now, if you'll pardon me, I have arrived. You stole my line. In the Japanese version, I say it a little differently in the two English versions. Well, I am a highwayman, woman. It's my job, unofficially. Well, can't we share? Isn't that the point of robberies? Do you take me for an idiot, sir? Because I am no fool. At least I hope not. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Sailor Venus, pretty sailor guardian of love and beauty, and in the name of my princess and good friend Sailor Moon, I shall punish you for near plagiarism. Run! Eek! Yeah, you better run. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Nick here and welcome to my review of Doctor Who, Series 9, Episode 6, The Woman Who Lived. This is actually a second recording of this review because I did record it yesterday at time of recording. It's Monday the 25th of January 2021. I actually recorded it the day before after my review of The Girl Who Died, but I had some issues with the footage, so I'm re-recording it. So, The Woman Who Lived. Now, this is an episode of two halves, in my opinion. The first half, and maybe parts of the second half, have some absolute fantastic character drama moments with the Doctor and Lady Me, aka Ashildr, but she's forgotten that she used to be called Ashildr, so has taken up the name Me, or Lady Me as she's referred to by other characters. So for the purposes of not confusing the character, we'll call her Lady Me. Or at least try to. So I love the character interactions between the two of them, and I love all the stuff in the start, almost all the stuff in the start with them with Lady Me pretending to be a highwayman called the Nightmare and looking for this amulet called the Eye of Hades, and the Doctor is also looking for the same thing, and they have to break into a house to try and steal it. This is all great stuff, some really great stuff. The story is set around 1655, by the way, so Oliver Cromwell's in charge. The second half of the story, however, whilst there is some great drama between the two characters here in parts, especially around the half an hour mark, but the second half moves its focus onto this character called Leon, who is a lion man creature who claims he is the last of his kind, and he is teamed up with Lady Me to find the Eye of Horus and then use it so that he can go back home and he will take Lady Me with him. We do see a bit of him throughout the first half of the episode and some interactions between him and Lady Me, but it's really after he storms into the house is when the shift actually moves to this story, and later it's revealed that he lied to Lady Me, and that he was not the last of his kind, and he wasn't going to take her with him, and that his people were coming to invade Earth. Yay. So, yeah, this is a story of two halves, and that's also basically the plot of this story, more or less. So, yeah, The Woman Who Lived is a story of two halves. I do find the drama stuff with the Doctor and Lady Me absolutely fantastic. There's so much great character-driven stuff. There was some really great scenes, especially when the Doctor was reading Lady Me's diary. There's actually a really great alternative version of the scene in the deleted scenes section, and I highly recommend watching that, even including a bit where the Doctor even sees me when she was in the 13th century during the plague, and she knows it was the lice, the fleas on the rats they're called, spreading the pollution. She's able to work stuff out that other people probably wouldn't work out at the time. And that scene features the Doctor in a plague mask. He was the one she was talking to. Just some absolutely brilliant moments, both in the scene we got and also in the scene that was the alternative scene on the deleted scene section, and loads of great scenes in the episode itself, especially in the first half. The opening is really good with the nightmare. It's such so brilliantly, and the housebreak stuff is really cool. They did the heist genre really well last series with Time Heist, and they do it really well again here, and it works so brilliantly, and there's quite a lot of good stuff. There's even a few light moments here and there. There's some funny moments. It plays to the episode's strongest point of the Doctor and Lady Me's character relationship, both on a dramatic level and a slightly comedic level as well. It's quite fun. We're also introduced to the character Sam Swift, played by Rufus Hound, who's also a Doctor Who fan, and after this episode he went on to be the meddling monk in Big Finish Audios, playing the third incarnation, or at least the third known incarnation. And also he did the narration of this series' Doctor Who Extra, Series 8, 9 and 10's behind the scenes series, basically. A slightly shorter version of Doctor Who Confidential cut down, and a more bloggier version I've heard it be described. Once we get to the second half, however, things do go down a bit, because I really loved the first half, Leon the Lion stuff aside, but the first half was absolutely bloody fantastic. And then Leon the Lion comes in, and if this was a classic series story, by the way, the bit when Leon the Lion storms in would be the cliffhanger, because that's around the 25-minute mark, so it would be the cliffhanger to part one of this two-part story if it was a classic series story. And I say two-part story because this is not a two-parter with Girl Who Died. This is a sequel, follow-up, but it's not a two-parter. Not in the sense of Under Lake Before the Flood were. So, yeah, this is a single-part story. That's why it's got its own review, as opposed to a joint review with Girl Who Died. But, yeah, anyway, so once Leon the Lion comes in, the episode goes downhill. It becomes more of a rushed alien plan thing as opposed to great character drama stuff. There is still some great character moments between the Doctor and Lady Me, especially around half an hour, and also once the climax has happened and they're having a talk in the pub. There's a nice reference to Captain Jack Harkness. This episode was written by Catherine Tregenna, who wrote a couple of episodes of Torchwood series 1 and 2, which of course featured Captain Jack Harkness as the main character. Also, fun fact, she is the first female writer in Doctor Who since Series 4 with Helen Rayner, when she wrote her second story, The Sontaran Stratagem and The Poison Sky. There wasn't any female writers between mid-Series 4 and mid-Series 9, so about 4 or 5 series and 7 years, but thankfully there were more female writers to come. Sarah Dollard's writing an episode this series and the next series. Classic series writer Rona Munro will be coming in next series, and then there are quite a few female writers in series 11 and 12. None of them do episodes over both seasons, but Maxine Alderson, who wrote for series 12, is going to be coming back for series 13. So that's great news considering she wrote my favourite episode of series 12. Back to Tregenna, I believe she does character drama really well. Her most notable episode in Torchwood is Out of Time, the 10th episode of series 1, and that episode is full to the brim of character drama. And I think she's really great at writing character drama, and she does it really well here, as I've already mentioned. But the inclusion of Leon the Lion kind of disrupts it for the second half, until he's gone, and it just feels like it was thrown in. I think it was Richard B. Brooks from Five Who Fans, possibly in his own review or in a podcast or something, that mentioned he thought that they only threw in the Lion Man because they wanted to keep the kids entertained. So it does feel like Leon was there just to keep the kids entertained whilst there was all this character drama going around for the older audiences. I can't quite remember how I felt about this episode on the first viewing. back in 2015. But considering I was 16 at the time, I probably would have still liked the character interactions between the Doctor and Lady Me and the stuff that they were already doing. So basically, 16-year-old me would probably feel the same way as 21-year-old me, in the fact that that was the better stuff of the episode as opposed to the Lion Man stuff. 6, 7, 8-year-old me would probably disagree, but I definitely believe 16-year-old me would have agreed with my current self, current me. Yeah, Leon the Lion just feels so bloody unnecessary, and his plan isn't very good. And I think the climax is rushed because they want to use the Eye of Hades, but they need a death in order for it to be used. Lady Me was originally going to use her servant, played by the actor who voiced the face of Bo in series 1, 2, and 3. But Sam Swift has been captured, so they go and give it to him whilst he's being hung, or instead of being hung. And the Doctor has to try and save Sam so that he doesn't get used for the Eye of Hades. But then Lady Me slaps the thing onto his chest anyway. But once she realizes that it's been a trick, she then uses the second medical pack of Maya medical pack to save Sam Swift, and that closes the portal. Leon is killed by his people for this, and Sam Swift lives to die another day. Whether he will be an immortal or if the medipack was used to close the portal and he just lives out the rest of a natural life is not certain. The Doctor theorizes that the portal being closed used up all of the energy of the medipack, and Sam Swift will just die a natural death. Or if he goes back to being a criminal, executed, and this time will not be saved by the Doctor. So the climax, I think, is very rushed, and it just shows how forced and shoved in Leon was to the episode. Maybe he was a later addition to the story. Maybe it really was the character drama stuff, or I'm not sure, but it does feel forced in. And if he was in the earlier drafts, then this climax should have been a little bit longer. It should have been a little bit longer. That's why I feel like he was added in later, because this climax is over so quickly. It happens so quickly. That's why I think he was a late addition, and just so that the kids could be entertained, or have some sort of alien connection besides the Eye of Horus itself, or some way for Lady Me to realise. My suggestion to that is that Lady Me wants the Doctor to take her with her, which we see in the episode, but the Doctor refuses because he doesn't really like the idea of two immortals being in the TARDIS. It's a very lonely life, and they need people with shorter lifespans to keep them company. That's the reason he gives at the end of the episode. You could also theorize that he has the ulterior motive of her being a hybrid, but that's never stated in the episode. But in my proposed version of this story, we're removing Leon the Lion. Lady Me would be trying to get the Doctor to take her with him. When he says no, she then decides to go along with Plan A and use the Eye of Hades to be her vessel of leaving the planet. But she needs to kill Sam Swift in order to do it. Or at least Sam Swift needs to die, at least. Well, the servant first. But then Sam Swift is reported to be captured, so they go and use him instead. However, when opening the portal, something goes wrong, and they open it on a planet with an invasion of Marder, and there is a lot of aliens coming to attack the Earth, or have stumbled upon this portal and would come to invade. So, with their advanced attack, Lady Me realizes she cares, gives Sam the medipack, and closes the portal before the alien force comes in. Could even be the Maya, so we can tie in with the last episode. Yeah, it even could be the Lion People. The Lion People could detect this on their scanners, like, ooh, interesting. And the Doctor realizes it's the Lion People, or whatever name you wanted to give them, and realized, oh no, you've just opened the portal to a great warrior race. Actually, in that case, it could be the Maya again, actually. Anywhere that has an invasion force, and they're attacking Earth, have an advanced attack, and Me could realise her mistake, save Sam, close the portal, and then realise she has to stay on Earth and protect it from other threats, as well as also help out those who have been left behind by the Doctor. That's what my alternative version of this story, removing Leon the Lion, would have been, or have Leon the Lion be the leader of the lines in the attack ships, if we're going to see who they were, unless they're an already established threat. Then we'll already know who they were. So The Woman Who Lived is definitely a story of two halves. You've got some fantastic character drama throughout the episode, but you've also got the really silly stuff with Leon the Lion. And I think that the episode could have been worked out in a better way. Heck, you could still have the alien invasion stuff without Leon, but it's they're more like an accident rather. Well, Mee's planning to leave, but she opens it to a place where there is an invasion, and she accidentally causes the invasion, advanced attack, and then has to make her realization there. So I think the episode could have been a lot stronger in the second half, especially as that climax was really rushed. But the first half is really bloody brilliant, and there's a lot of great character drama. Peter Capaldi is amazing. I also love Maisie Williams doing a more cynical and heartless version of her character in this story compared to the more optimistic, storytelling, excited character from the last one. And Sam Swift is also a fun character, and I really like Rufus Hound. Also, this is a companion night episode, so there is no Clara until the last scene at the end when she comes to pop in and say hi to the Doctor and talks about how he helped the Year 7 student in her at her school with her homework, and also get a glimpse of Lady Mia Shielder in the photo that that is taken of Clara with the Year 7 student. So yeah, this is basically a companion-like story with a Clara cameo at the end. So this is an episode for the Clara dislikers. You don't get any of her until the end. Lucky you, I guess. Then again, I'm not a Clara hater. There are times where I like her, there's times where I don't like her, and at the moment, she hasn't been annoying me this series, but I can understand why people would be. So, I'm okay. But I will say it's good to have an episode break from her, or basically an episode break from any companion. It's actually a really good story with the Doctor going off his own and Jute having fun with another character, basically. In fact, I heard Series 9 was even intended to be a Doctor-like series, and whilst I can't say that is completely true, this episode and also Heaven Sent, when we get to that, basically look like they've got the seeds of that before Clara is put in. However, I feel like there are episodes where not having a companion wouldn't work. I mean, we needed a companion girl who died, for example, to ground the Doctor, make him help him with his realization of sticking around. And also, if you don't have Clara in Magician's Apprentice, which is familiar, then who's Missy going to point a pointy stick at? It's well, the Daleks, I suppose, but who's she going to toy with before she gets to the Dalek City? Who's she going to mess around with? That story would have to introduce a brand new companion, unless it was Shrona from Last Christmas. But even then, you need someone who knows Missy. But that's enough about other episodes. As for The Woman Who Lived, like I said, a story of very much two halves. Fantastic character drama, but not so great Leon the Lion stuff. I was initially going to give this story a 6 out of 10, but after watching how fantastic the character drama was, I'm going to bump this score up to 7 out of 10. Yeah, if Leon the Lion wasn't in this one, this actually could have been a 9 or a 10 out of 10 episode, but because he's there, it can't really go any higher than a 7, but because the character drama is so good, it's so good, it can't be anything lower either. I know not many people enjoyed this one, and I think it's mainly due to Leon the Lion, or maybe it's a more slower paced episode, but I think if the story was mainly focused on the Doctor and Ashildr / me, then it probably would be a 9 or a 10 out of 10 episode, and you just remove Leon completely. If Leon made even more appearances in the episode, I think it would have gone down a little bit more. Because he had a little bit of appearance in the first half, but if he had even more of an appearance, I think it would have gone down. As the episode stands, it can't be any higher or lower than a 7 out of 10 for me because of the fantastic character drama, which stops it from being lower than a 7, but you also got Leon the Lion, which stops it from being higher than a 7, so 7 out of 10. There we go. Right, that's it from my review of The Woman Who Lived. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for Series 9, Episodes 7 and 8, The Zygon Invasion and The Zygon Inversion. See you guys next time. Goodbye. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the Nicholas Payne YouTube channel.